Welcome back to our fencing project. We are back over here still on the back 20. If you've been following along, we've just about got all of our wooden posts set. We got a few pulls left to do, but we're getting ready to get started on some T-posts. We got a guy that's actually helping us out today. We're going to get out our gas-powered T-post driver. We haven't used it yet, never used one before. We ordered it online. This is a Titan 4-stroke engine. You can see here's the wooden post we've got left to drive. But so anyway, here it is. We're gonna get it out and we're gonna see how it works on these T-posts. We got her filled up with oil and gas. Eric's gonna see if he can get it cranked.
Let me be the guinea pig. That thing may start jumping like a grasshopper. Oh, that'll help.
There's choke.
There's choke.
First pull. We got our T-post laid out and we're about to try this thing out.
Ready?
What do you think, boss?
Knocked her in there. Like Key said, I may have to have a step ladder.
Can you tell on your height? How high do you want them?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if that's probably the top of the post right there, isn't it?
It needs to stay consistent, whatever with it. I could watch that blade go in and then go maybe one notch above it. That goes about right.
We're back on the farm. We've gotten all of our T-posts driven in. Eric and Keith have been working on that the past couple days. Eric's been running our new T-post driver, so he's going to tell you a little bit about it and what he likes and how it works.
All right, so we bought this Titan driver, and it's definitely been a good addition. We were a little skeptical at first, but we have a lot of hard ground to drive through, so we didn't want to do all that by hand. So we didn't really go top of the line. This is kind of middle of the road. There's some drivers that are probably in the $400 range, some that are over $2,000. We paid probably $700 for this driver. So we just kind of wanted to test it out and see, you know, what we thought about it. The main thing was we found one with a Honda engine. It's got the 1.3 horse Honda, and it cranks first pull every time. So it's like you would usually expect from Honda. But there are a few things to like about it, a few things I would change. We didn't really research a lot of the other drivers, so I can't tell you what the other ones have, but I can tell you what I do and don't like about this so that you can go and try to find some that might fit you better. But this cylinder here, where you slide down on the post, that's the depth of it. And actually up in there, it's only about half as deep as what you see here. So one thing that a mistake I think we made, we used 6.5 foot T-post. We were just doing that, change the elevation, make sure we have plenty of posts for wire. but I'm not quite 6 feet tall, so if you have a 6.5 foot post, by the time you pick this thing up all the way and then you do 300 of those, that's a pretty good chore. So if I had to do it over again, I would use 6 foot metal posts with it, because you almost need, or you do need 2 people really, because the post won't go in there but say 3 inches. So not only are you trying to reach it, but then you're trying to balance that post, and then in the meantime you're also trying to drive that post straight. So I would look, if I were buying one again to do a lot of land, I would see if any of these tubes would go farther down on the post, because it makes it a pretty good balancing act, a challenge to do that. One thing we did like about this driver is you can change these ends out. So for different sizes, I think that's a 2-inch, which is what we use for the metal post. Then you can go all the way up to 3-inch. So you could drive, I guess, a small wooden post. That's for ground rods. Probably the same as that one was actually too small for a T-post, and I think that was what's like 1.5 inches maybe. But the driver works great. Keith was helping us. He had done a lot by hand, and he did it on the side where the ground was pretty soft. He thought we'd just keep going, doing the one by hand, and as soon as I got this one out, we didn't use the hand driver maybe 5 or 6 more times after then, because this works so well. It works really good, hard ground, soft ground. What it does not work real well on is rock. So if you start driving and you hit rock, the best thing to do is pick it up. If you can still pick it up and move it to a different spot, move it over a few inches, you'll usually miss that rock from what we're doing. It's not, it'll drive through slate rock, but you know, we're driving through hard rock on August, Alabama red clay dirt. So you get small, bold, almost boulder-like rock, and then if you can move it and drive it, you're better off. One thing you can do too is if you get it driven in the ground far enough to where you can't pull it back out, take the hand driver. If you'll hit it 2 or 3 times with a hand driver, then put that back on it, it'll drive it the rest of the way. So all in all, for what we needed it for, definitely very happy with it. If I had to do the same size project again, I would buy it again. It's definitely worth that. We did 20 acres with it, and we'll, you know, fence from now on. But if I were fencing for a living, I would look at some of those options to change. For what we used it for, I can't complain. I can tell you that nobody was running to go get the one to do it by hand back out of the truck. So I would personally find one with a Honda engine and go from there, because the most frustrating thing is have one that won't crank. No problems with the cranking, running. It's a 4-stroke, runs on straight gas, does not have an oil mixture. One important thing that I found out after I had driven a bunch of posts was this thing drives better at half throttle. If you're running at full throttle, it has a very short stroke to it. But if you run it at half throttle, it does a lot better job driving the post. It has a lot more of a movement action on it at half throttle for some reason. But the first ones, I was thinking, you know, throttle it up all the way, get the best driving capability possible, but it's not that way. Half throttle, it'll pound it in. I have all positive reviews other than the depth of the sleeve, and if I did it again, I'd use 6-foot posts. So if y'all have any questions, comment below, let us know. But all in all, we're very pleased with the Titan driver.
Thanks for watching our video. Like Eric said, if you have questions about that T-post driver, just leave them in the comment section. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. We'll have one more video on this back 20 project. We're starting to run the barbed wire already. We'll be finishing it up, turning the cows out. So looking forward to that and being done. But hope you've enjoyed our video. We'll see you on the next one.